We'll come again. We can classify the motion as a free fall if the gravitational force or pull is acting on the particle only. If the gravitational force or pull is acting on the particle only, then we can say the motion of the particle is under constant acceleration due to gravity. And also we have said in the previous lecture, that is, fall means it does not mean the object is released from a certain height. It does not mean that the object is released from a certain height. If the object is thrown upwards with a certain velocity u, then also it is considered as a free fall. So if the object is thrown upwards with a certain velocity u, so let us consider this is the point of observation. So we will draw the axis. Allow me to draw the axis, that is the x-axis, it is the x prime axis, and the motion is along the y-axis, and this is the negative y-axis. And here it is the observer or the thrower is at a height capital H. So let us consider when the particle is thrown upwards with a velocity u. At that time the motion of the particle is along the positive y-axis. So when the motion is along the positive y-axis, at that time when it is moving upwards, the acceleration due to gravity, that is minus g, which is always acting downwards. So the particle is moving under now constant retardation. So I can generalize this thing. When the upward motion is occurred, when the particle is moving upward, at that time the particle is moving under constant retardation. And obviously, what is the cause of it? What is the cause of the constant retardation? The cause of that constant retardation is acceleration due to gravity, that is the gravitational pull. So we can allow it as a free fall. So when it is moving upward, obviously u is positive because it is moving along the positive y-axis. U is positive, but the a is negative. So if a particle moving under constant retardation, so after certain time elapsed, its velocity, let us say here, its velocity becomes 0. Let us say here its velocity becomes 0. If I want to draw it separately, this is the origin. Okay, this is along the y-axis. This is along the y-axis. Along the y-axis, it is thrown from here, and at that time the u obviously not equal to 0, and it is thrown upwards, and since it is moving under constant retardation, so when it reaches this height, let us say it is small h, at that time its velocity is completely becomes 0. So we can use the equation of motion v square equal to u square plus 2as. So if I write down all of these things, what is v? What is the velocity of the particle at an instant? Since it is moving along the positive y-axis, so it should be positive. And the velocity of u, obviously it is positive since it is moving along the positive y-axis. So we can say it is plus y whole square. 2. The acceleration is minus g since it is always acting downwards. So we can say it is minus g. And the small h height that it is moving, that is the maximum height achieved by the particle. Okay, what is h? H is the maximum height achieved by the particle. Maximum height achieved by the particle. So just see here, it is v square equal to u square minus of 2gh. It is at any instant. Okay, I want to declare here it is at any instant. At any instant, if I say it is t equal to 0 and it is t equal to capital T, if it is at the end of the instant, at that time the velocity will be 0. At any instant, this is the condition, but it is 0 square equal to u square minus 2gh. It is obviously at any instant, and it is when the time elapsed from here to here, it reached that height. I want to denote this as t1. So at t equal to t1, its velocity is 0. So if I put this equation, so it will be 0 square equal to u square minus 2gh. So from here we can easily calculate up to which height it is raised up. So h is equal to u square divided by 2g. Now if I consider here the motion is under constant retardation, then obviously h is dependent on u square. So the maximum height achieved by the particle is completely dependent on u square. So if I want to say, it is directly proportional. If u is increased, h will be increased. And if I take the measure, that is if u becomes 2 times, the h will be then 4 times. If u is 2 times, then h will be 4 times. If you throw it to the 5 meter per second, now the height achieved is say 20 meter. If you throw it to the 10 meter per second, the height achieved will be 80 meter. Similarly, if I make it the 5 times, u is 5 times, at that time it will be 25 times. That is increased with the square. So two equations we have observed from here. From at any instant, this is the equation v square equal to u square minus 2gh. At any instant, this is the equation of motion here. And at t equal to t1, when it reaches that maximum height, at that time the height achieved by the particle is h equal to u square by 2g. Now the question is, when the particle is at here, at that time, and when the particle is thrown from here, at that time, in both of the cases and at each and every point when it is moving upward, the gravitational pull is acting on it. The question is, when the particle reaches here, when the v equal to 0, the particle further does not move upward directions after that. This is the maximum height. At that time also the gravitational pull is acting downwards. So the particle will be momentarily rest. I want to write down this word. This word is very important. Momentarily rest. For a fraction of second or a fraction of nanosecond, we want to say, the velocity of the particle is 0. The particle becomes at rest. After the next instant, okay, next instant, when it comes to rest, after that instant, it is acted on by this minus g. So if I want to draw it separately, just try to observe these things, just try to understand these things. The particle is now at a height small h from the point of throwing, if I say it is the point of throwing, and from the ground if I consider, it is at a height capital H. Okay. Now if the observer is here, if he is able to catch that particle at that height from where he is throwing, I want to write this thing. The thrower is able to catch it at the point of throwing. Able to catch it at the point of throwing. If the observer or the thrower is able to catch it at the point of throwing, so it will again comes down this distance. Obviously, the motion is a rectilinear motion, the motion is along a straight line. The path followed by the particle in moving upward, in the same path it is coming downward. But for understanding it clearly, I just show two different paths. So when it is throwing, I just writing on the left side, at that time is velocity u, which is obviously not equal to 0. When it reach here, the velocity is 0. Then it comes under momentary rest. After that, its velocity is 0. And let us consider when it again reach here. What is the velocity of it? If I want to calculate this thing, what is the velocity of it? We consider it is w. We have not written anything. What is it? Okay. So we try to find out what is the value of w. Is this same as that of u or not? Okay. So for that, we just writing down the equation. Of motion of coming down. So I write here downward, and obviously at the condition I have taken, the thrower is able to catch it. The thrower is able to catch it at the point of throwing. So when it is coming downward, at that time w is the final velocity. So when the thrower is able catches it, at that time the velocity with which it is comes to his hand, it is w. So the final velocity square, w square. Obviously w is here coming along the negative y direction, because it is the x-axis and it is the y prime and is the direction of y. Obviously it is coming under negative y axis, so I can say this is minus w square. What is the initial velocity? Initial velocity is 0 square plus 2. Since it is coming under a equal to minus g, since the acceleration is always acting under negative y direction, so it will be minus g. Okay. And what is the height? The height is here h. Okay. And that h is also negative, because I have taken the particle is moving along the negative y direction, so it is minus h. So w square is equal to 2gh. Okay. And what is the value of h that we have calculated? The value of the h from here we have calculated h equal to u square by 2g. So if I put it here, it will be 2g into u square divided by 2g, the value of h I put here. So from here we can find out that w square equal to u square. So if I take the positive values, then w can magnitude, that is numerically it is equal to w is equal to u. So the velocity with which the boy or the thrower catches it, it is the of u. So it is catches with the same velocity. So this calculation allows me to write one sentence, that is the velocity of impact, that is when the thrower or the boy catches this ball, should be equal to the velocity of throw. So this is somewhere also satisfy the conservation of principle of energy. So in the next video we will just want to show that whether the time taken by it is equal or not.